Okay, let's go over the 2014 National Latin Exam for Latin 1. And in this year particularly, they did something different in that the first 18 questions over the language all are connected in that they are telling a story. So let's go ahead and get started. Cum fratribus et sororibus. Cum, we all know, means with, and so therefore we're looking for with my brothers, fratribus, and sisters, sororibus. With is your answer there. Remember that towards would be ad, ad. By would be either prope, as in near, or by, ob, or a. And, of course, for would it just be in the dative case. There is a forest near the country house, and familiae nostrae, of our family. Context tells us here that it is the country house of the family's apostrophe s country house. So it shows possession, and it is the, of course, genitive case. It does not have a ditransitive verb, and that means that we would not have it as the dative. My father is. All linking verbs are equal signs. Whatever you have on one side, nominative, you've got to have on the other side nominative. Not nominative plural, it's only one dad, and not accusative, not ablative. Also, agricola, just mind you, is one of the few words of the first declension that is masculine, like geta. There are a few words that do have all of those first declension endings, but they are masculine, and so therefore it even agrees in gender, as it should. Sunt quatuor pueri, there are 4 boys, et duae puellae, and 2 girls in my family. Quote, how many children are in my family? So just add 4 plus 2 equals 6. The answer there is sex. Your first word you're putting in for the quiz list is quote. Q-U-O-T. How many? Quote is what you need to put down. Cross tomorrow. All the children blank to the city, and they will see. Remember, bo, bis, bit, bimis, bitis, bunt is the future tense. It's not on the 2021 exam, but it will be on future exams. So here we're looking for the future, and that is ambulabunt, they will walk. Here, this is the perfect with the perfect stem, with a V sucks, and a perfect ending, ist, it, imis, isisarant. They have walked, they did walk, they walked. They are walking, and that's the infinitive. So your answer here for the future is will walk. Cross helps you know that it should be future because it means tomorrow. Nolite surgere. Don't verb. In this case, don't stand up. And so your answer here is the negative command. The teacher had, was having, held, was holding blank books. And of course, modified by multos. Same case, accusative, same number, plural, same gender, masculine. Number 8. Today, the boys, que. Remember that que attached to a word is like putting an et on the front of it. And so therefore, the boys and the girls do not read the books. This is your second item, puellae que. The whole thing that is highlighted is the second thing that you're putting in for the quiz on Canvas. Next we have stilis. Well, that's a stylus. It is a long is, so this is dative or ablative. Well, you look to see, is it going to have a ditransitive verb? No, that's just the verb that means they write. So the students write in their tablets, not for styluses, not of styluses, but with styluses. It's the ablative case that is there. It's not dative because we don't have a ditransitive verb. The teacher who sits in the chair, the sella, semper, always. Semper means always. Often is saipe. Numquam is never, and non numquam is sometimes. Marcus does not write, and the teacher shouts, now write. And he's talking directly to Marcus, one Marcus, as it were. The US, remember, will drop off, and it will then have that E. Here, Marcos, same situation we had with stilis, in that it could be either dative or ablative, but here we have that ditransitive verb. Remember, do, dari, dedi, datus, to give. So the friend gives a stylus to Marcus. That is the dative receiver of that accusative direct object. Magna cum cura, with great care. Cum, we know, means with, and so this is your ablative showing manner. Number 14, the teacher announces to the students, I am happy. Wos. You should know that wos means y'all, and that is the closest we can get to that. Nos would be we. N-O-S for we. Wos, V-O-S. Erat. This is the imperfect of the verb sum esse. Present would be sum ss, sumus esse sunt, I am, you are, he is, we are, y'all are, they are. But this is, of course, erat, as in eram, eras, erat. Eramus, eratus, erant. I was, you were, he was. And so here it is, was. The teacher was a poet. The students hold, tenet, by, with, because of, from, in, on, at their memory. So they remember. To hold in memory. They hold in their memory. Quis means who. Remember that ubi is where, quando is when, and quid is what. And then finally we end for the language questions with amare, a good old infinitive. And that would, of course, translate as to love. Let's look at the culture of civilization, which Roman deity symbol is shown in the picture. That is an owl. The owl is Minerva's. Juno is a peacock. Diana has a deer. And Venus has the doves. What is the name of the great domed temple that is dedicated to all the gods? All the gods is the Pantheon. The Circus Maximus is where they chariot race. The Campus Martius is where the Pantheon is located, literally the field of Mars inside the city. And the Palatine is one of the hills. Which room in the Roman house might you find the Lararium and the Impluvium? Remember, the Impluvium and the Compluvium are the hole and the pool of water that would be in the atrium. The Triclinium, remember, is the three-couch dining room. Cubiculum is a bedroom. Tulina is a kitchen. Transmission, missile, emit from middo, meaning, of course, send. Those are all derivatives of send. IE stands for id est, best translated, that is, or it is. And that's what you have for IE. For example, would be EG, exempli gratia. Therefore would be ergo, and the rest would be etc., etc. Which of the following places was not located on the Italian peninsula? Pompeii is on the Bay of Naples on the peninsula. Brundisium is on the Boot's heel. Ostia is the port of Rome, remember. So Troy is in Asia. So that's the one that is not there. Which Roman god is often presented by a statue of a long-haired youth with a lyre and a bow or quiver of arrows? That lyre gives it away. That is Apollo. He plays the guitar. The Latin words novus ordo seclorum may be translated that you find on the dollar bill. No, not out of many one. That is a pluribus unum. That is the motto of the United States. It is a new order of the ages. You can see of the ages that you have right there. So how is the year 1976 expressed? Well, this one starts out with 2000, so that's not going to be it. That starts out with 2000, that's not going to be it. And so MCM is 1900, but this is 1906. This one is 1900. LXX, that would be 50, 60, 70. And then there's your 6 there. And so that's your answer A. If a Latin student answers ad sum, what does the teacher understand? That he is present. Ad sum with an AD means I am at this place. Ab with a B as in boy would be I am away. Yaintaculum is breakfast. Prandium is lunch. And cana is dinner. So obviously these are meals. And cana, that's your third item. Your third item to be put into the quiz on Canvas. According to Roman history, Romulus, Numa, Tullus Hostilius, Tarquinius Priscus, they were all kings. Those are, of course, of the 7 kings of Rome. So let's read about Cincinnatus, that you remember is the fellow who left his plow to rescue the Romans but didn't serve out the entirety of his dictatorship. So let's quickly go. Once upon a time, there was a clear Roman, a famous Roman, by the name Cincinnatus. He had been, given to you over here on the right-hand side, a great leader. A ducus is a leader, giving you the nominative and the genitive in bello, in war. Man, I love using that word bellum in our National Latin exam. But afterwards, postea, he was a farmer, an agricola, and he cared for his fields, cum diligentia, with diligence. Alas, fierce enemies. They were making a journey, iter faciebant, right out of chapter 13, ad urbem Romam, to the city of Rome. All the Romans were terrified, and the senators sent, this is mittere misi misus, take the perfect stem, do see the S of visux, and of course the perfect ending, e isti et imus istis erunt, to Cincinnatus. The messengers arrived at his country house, but Cincinnatus did not want cupio cupire, or cupio cupere cupivi, cupitus. They love that verb cupio, which means to want. That Cincinnatus did not want to greet the messengers, quod, because not yet was he wearing gero his toga. And so after he put on his toga, he exclaimed to the messengers, he greeted the messengers, and he exclaimed, will you be? This is the future of the verb to be. Ero, eris, erit, erimis, eritis, erunt. I will be, you will be, he will be, we will be, y'all will be, they will be. Different from eram, eros, erat. But again, on the 2021 exam, there will be no futures. But in the future, beyond this year, future will be returning. So that is the future. Ero, eris, erit. I will be, you will be, he will be. And it's asking the question, will you be our dictator? Da, that's dare from do, dare, dedidatus, a ditransitive verb that means give, and here it's the command, give to the Romans in the dative case, help. Cincinnatus came with the messengers to the city, and he overcame, he superabided the enemies. in battle. After the victory, the senators asked him, ooh, look at the BI of the future, bo bis bit bimis bitis bunt, NE asking the question, will you remain still the dictator? Cincinnatus declared, did declare, has declared, leastly, it is necessary for me to go back to my country house and to take care of my fields. Valete, be strong, or goodbye. Then Cincinnatus did return, did go back to his own fields. And so this is the story of Cincinnatus in a nutshell that you will often see. So here we are looking at the word that is our word for the last one, dux, leader, D-U-X. That's the one that we often see, dux, ducus. I was thinking about either that one or bellow, but I'm going to go with dux. Dux is the one that you need. 11 minutes, free 100, study for the NLE. Good luck.